Efforts to update food production have been intensified to ensure food security in the country. Relevant stakeholders have brought various strategies to the table with a view to bridging the gap in food sufficiency. National Institute of Agricultural Research, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, is among research institutes in the country engaged in popularizing research findings to add value to food security using scientific method of biotechnology. Promoting self-sufficiency in food production using modern technology is the focus of Panorama from Kaduna Network Center. Glad to have you join us. I am Salamatu Lukman Muhammad. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has lauded the sustainable support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu towards the welfare, professional and operational support to the Nigerian Army. The Chief of Army was speaking during the inauguration of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Barracks in Asokoro. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
Brief symbolic ceremony by President Bola Tinubu. Officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army can now boast of additional befitting accommodation. The Chief of Army Staff, who commended the President for his continuous support, noted that improving the welfare of military personnel is critical to the success of ongoing internal security operations.
The Nigerian Army still faces an acute shortage of accommodation, which must be addressed as we continue to defeat insecurity nationwide and reintegrate frontline troops into the barracks. I am very confident that we can achieve this goal with the continued support from the federal government and other stakeholders.
He also acknowledged the efforts of his predecessors in the conceptualization and construction of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Barracks at Asokoro, stressing that the project will reduce the shortage of accommodation for Army personnel.
Over 40% of the Army as we speak are not accommodated. But we are lucky we have the support of Mr. President, who provided resources for this, and he has promised to provide resources for more, not only in Abuja, but the entire country.
The barracks project that began in 2021 has 16 major general quarters, 34 brigadier general quarters, 264 corporal and below flats, worship and sports centers. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while inaugurating the project, described the barracks as a moral booster and also commended the security agencies for protecting Nigeria and Nigerians. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
State Police Command is taking stiffer measures to bring vandalism to an end in the state. Kelvin Samuel reports that this was part of the outcome of a meeting between the state's Commissioner of Police and National Association of Scrap and Waste Dealers, Akwa Ibom State.
Vandalization of critical infrastructures has been a major setback affecting different sectors of the nation's economy. This is because scavengers, in a bid to make more money for themselves, are often careless if such is done within the ambit of the law. This meeting between the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State, and the National Association of Scrap and Waste Dealers, Akwa Ibom State Branch, is to form a collaboration between both parties to bring the ugly menace to an end.
Akwa Ibom State Police Command will from today not take it lightly with any scrap dealer whose vandalized properties are recovered from his job. Go and have a rethink. If you are the one that always buy these items from these tips, have a rethink and stop. Not only have a rethink, we want to join hands with you to be able to fish out these criminals.
We will work with the police in Akwa Ibom State to ensure that incidents of vandalism of government infrastructure, public and private infrastructure is reduced to the direct minimum, if not totally eradicated.
With this, an alliance has been formed between buyers of scraps and the police for the sharing of vital information that will lead to the arrest of suspicious scavengers in the state. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Tinubu has approved the appointments of board chairpersons for 42 federal organizations and a secretary to the board of the Civil Defense, Immigration and Prison Services. The president has also appointed a new managing director for the Nigerian Railway Corporations and a director general for the National Board for Technology Incubation, NBTI. All the appointments take immediate effect. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, indicates the names are of Ebonyi State, Francis Wifuru, has made a bold move to enhance education and technological advancement in the state with the establishment of a specialized university. This milestone was officially confirmed during the presentation of the letter of recognition by the National Universities Commission, NUC, in Abuja, signaling the commencement of plans to bring the university to life.
Establishment of Ebonyi State University of ICT, Science and Technology is a strategic step towards equipping the younger generation with quality and affordable tertiary education. The governor emphasized that this initiative is particularly aimed at empowering state indigents to thrive in a rapidly evolving technological world. He also highlights his administration's broader commitment to educational reforms. This includes a scholarship program currently supporting over 1,000 students pursuing master's and doctorate degrees. Upon completion, these graduates will be strategically deployed to various tertiary institutions within the state to strengthen academic capacity and excellence.
I want to assure you that Ebonyi State, under my leadership, will ensure that adequate budgetary provision in both capital and the recurrent expenditure are made available on a sustainable basis.
When the university is ready, it will invite the commission to go and look at the state of affairs, to look at the infrastructure, to look at the classrooms, look at the library, look at the staffing, and then after that, the commission will give the go-ahead for commencement of academic activities.
The university is anticipated to drive local innovation, generate employment opportunities, and play a vital role in advancing Nigeria's technological development.
Watching Panorama live from Kaduna Network Center. We'll go on a short break. There'll be more reports after this timeout. Stay tuned.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undoubtedly we make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we are more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, we are Nigeria, strengthening unity, we know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the The Real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Researchers and scientists at the Institute of Agricultural Research, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, are lending credence to the ongoing efforts by the federal government to make the country sufficient in food production through the development of genetically modified crops. Suraj Abdullahi has the details.
Nigeria is grappling with challenges of climate change and rapid population explosion, which becomes imperative for the adaptation of strategies to address food shortages in the country. The development of genetically modified Tailor maize and coffee marks a significant step toward transforming farming practices in Nigeria from subsistence to modern one, while addressing challenges such as pests, diseases, and climate change.
With this new improved material, a farmer, if the field is well managed, he can get at least not less than 2 tons. Not less than 2 tons. In a well managed, you can get even 2.5 tons per hectare.
Within this new hybrid of maize, Nigerian farmers will get a lot from the current yield of less than 3 tons per hectare to 9 tons per hectare.
Experts believe that transferring this technology to peasant farmers is the surest way of enhancing food security in the country. Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
With me to discuss on that background report is Professor Shehu Garki Adu, Lead Research Institute of Agriculture, ABU, Zaria. Sir, you're welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Now, you just watched that report,
yes.
And from the lead there, what gives your institute the courage to undergo the research?
The Institute for Agricultural Research, like any other national research institute, has genetic improvement mandate of crops. And among the crops which the Institute for Agricultural Research, SAMARU, is mandated to conduct genetic improvement research is maize and cowpea,
okay,
as well as cotton, which are the 3 crops in which biotechnological tools have been used to develop improved varieties. In the case of BT cowpea is beans, and it is a crop in which Nigeria is the largest producer in the world, and also Nigeria is the largest consumer of the crop in the world. The quantity produced is insufficient to cater for the needs of the nation, so there is deficit. In order to ensure food security, there is need to bridge that deficit by producing more. And to get more production, required varieties which are suitable for production need to be developed. There are so many constraints militating against variety development. Most of them, in the case of cowpea, are the insect pests. Maruca is the name of the insect which devastates the flower pod of cowpea. If the insect is not controlled using chemicals, the yield can be even 0, because the whole pod can be eaten, leaving you with nothing for the crop.
Okay. So do you think research like this can help in improving food security?
Indeed. This research improves in food security because there will be control of the insect pests inbuilt in the new variety. So instead of the insect to make havoc and destroy the crop, it will be killed and the crop will develop normally and produce high yields.
Okay. Like there's a lot of people are skeptical among the users that the safety of products which are largely from biotechnology is not authentic to them. So do you share this sentiment?
Well, of course, there are sentiments on the issue of safety in particular, the biosafety issues. However,
biosafety considerations had been an international issue. Internationally, for the biotechnology activities, there is what is called Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety Issues, using modified living organisms. So these living organisms include food, include crops, include everything which is modified using living organisms. Incidentally, I have mentioned the pest can devastate the crops, whether it is cowpea or maize or cotton. However, incidentally, nature has provided natural resistance to the pests from a soil-borne bacteria, which is ubiquitous. It is found everywhere in the soil. The bacteria is called Bacillus thuringiensis, which is abbreviated as BT.
That's
so,
botanical.
Yes, the BT crops have resistance because they contain the BT protein, which prevents insects from feeding on the plants which contain that protein. Okay. And using biotechnological tools, that gene responsible for producing the BT proteins had been identified, had been extracted, and incorporated into the genome of the crops, be it maize, cowpea, or the cotton, which were the three main crops in which the IR worked on the biotechnology aspects.
So how accessible will it be to farmers, especially the peasant farmers?
Yes, already BT cotton and the BT cowpea as well as the BT maize are already in the hands of farmers. Farmers are expected to procure the seeds from registered certified seed dealers. There are registered seed companies which are responsible for the extension of these seeds to the farmers, and many farmers were buying from the seed companies.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. We really we wish you could go on and on, but time is not on our side. Thank you so much for coming, Professor.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Moving on, Nigerians have been urged to continue supporting the policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which are designed to reset the nation and place it on an irreversible path towards sustainable growth. Speaker at a one-day lecture organized by the Arewa think tank in Kaduna, including the Minister of Solid Mineral Resources and the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communication, Sunday Dari, says with little more patience and perseverance, Nigerians will soon begin to reap the benefits of the reform. Muhammad Umarajinge reports.
It is another conference at Arewa House in Kaduna that brought together stakeholders to discuss key issues surrounding Nigeria's growth and development.
We are already turning the corner. The economy is fast improving. Very soon, the positive impact of the reforms will be felt by Nigerians. What the president needs at this critical time is the support of our people.
For the first time in the history of our country, we are lucky to have a leader who combines the three most critical attributes of leadership. And those attributes are vision, knowledge, and courage. Any policy that seeks to advance the common good would of course be resisted by those who are profiting.
We can see the plugging into the 8-point agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in what the Kaduna State Governor is doing. And he says, for us to develop this country, we need the full support of the state governors.
The participants urged Nigerians to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in its drive for sustainable development.
We are making some progress in terms of the security challenges. Now you can go to Benugwari.
It is expected that such kind of engagement will be held regularly to enlighten Nigerians about the government's direction to foster greater understanding among the citizens. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Marajingi, NTA News.
Kano State government is prioritizing entrepreneurship and skills training as key strategies for job creation and tackling youth-related social issues. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf announced this at a joint graduation ceremony held at the Kano State Livestock Development and Horticulture Institute in Bagauda. Abdullahi Mustafa tells us more.
After a 9-year hiatus, the Kano Livestock Training Institute in Bagauda reopened its doors to about 200 trainees for an intensive program focused on various aspects of livestock production.
I would like to extend my deepest gratitude.
These individuals are now certified practitioners and active contributors to the sector. In a joint graduation ceremony, they were joined by 140 graduates from the nearby Horticulture Institute. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, while congratulating the graduates, placed startup capital to support them in launching their own ventures.
Combined with other projects and programs of my administration, this will improve the overall development outcomes in the state.
The investment in skill development, he noted, will not only boost Kano's economy, but also contribute to addressing the challenges posed by climate change. The graduation of the first set marks the beginning of a new training cycle with 400 additional youth now enrolled in both institutes. The governor had earlier flagged off the Kano State government's Goals Reproduction Empowerment Scheme for women. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Next is Sports Update with Olumide Eguntola.
Nigeria's female under-19 cricket team, the Junior Yellow Greens, will attempt to make history on Saturday at the Super 6 stage of the ongoing World Cup in Malaysia. Nigeria will face England and Ireland oppositions and needs all points and runs to consolidate their group stage efforts as they hope to reach the semi-finals. In boxing, all is now set for the first ever World Boxing Council and African Boxing Union Amateur Championship to be hosted in Lagos, Nigeria, from the 6th to the 8th of February 2025 at the Okoya Thomas Hall of the Teslim Balogun Stadium. Put together by Yukateco Boxing League, boxers from 8 African countries, which include Uganda, Senegal, Cameroon, Togo, Benin Republic, Ghana, Kenya, and host Nigeria, are expected to feature in the Amateur Boxing Tournament, which serves as qualifiers for the WBC Amateur Boxing World Cup in Mexico later in the year.
The WBC Amateur African Boxing Union Tournament is coming to Nigeria to make sure we just have to unlock these opportunities for our teaming boxers who have been training so hard, and so that they can also be competitive in the global stage.
From the foreign scene, Madison Keys came from a set down to triumph over number 2 seed Iga Swiatek 5-7, 6-1, 7-6 to reach her first final of the Australian Open, her second Grand Slam final. She will face Aryna Sabalenka, the 2-time defending champion and number 1 seed, in the final match. In the male event, Novak Djokovic is struggling with a left leg injury ahead of his semi-final clash Friday against Alexander Zverev. The 37-year-old Serbian tennis player has not trained at the Melbourne Park since deciding to skip practice for the second day in a row on Thursday. With Sports Update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
Plateau State Caleb Manasseh Mofwang has sympathized and condoled with the family of late former Minister of the FCT, Lieutenant General Jeremiah Timbot Hussaini, who passed away this Thursday at the age of 82. In a statement, Director of Press and Public Affairs to Governor Kyang Bere Mufwang described the exit of General Hussaini as a loss not only to his immediate family, but also to the Nigerian Armed Forces, Plateau State, and the entire nation. The governor highlighted General Hussaini's exemplary leadership and steadfast commitment to service, which will leave an indelible mark on Nigeria's security and political landscape. He noted that General Hussaini's tireless efforts to promote peace and security, especially in northern Nigeria and Plateau State, will forever be remembered. Governor Mufwang recounted the illustrious career of the late general, who served Nigeria in various capacities, including as Minister of Transport, Quartermaster General of the Nigerian Army and Minister of the FCT. After retiring from the military, General Hussaini ventured into politics, where served as Deputy Chairman of the All Nigeria People's Party, AMPP, and was later elected Senator representing Plateau South Senatorial District in 2015 under the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The governor emphasized the general's legacy of compassion, kindness, generosity, and dedication to the well-being of others will for long linger in the minds of those he impacted. He prayed God to grant the family, Plateau State, and the nation the strength and fortitude to bear the irreplaceable loss. The president of the Alumni Association of the National Institute, AANI, Ambassador Emmanuel Obi Okafor, on behalf of the National Executive Council, NEC, National Executive Committee, EXCO, and the entire membership of AANI, mourns the passing of one of his founding father, member and elder statesman, Lieutenant General Jeremiah Timbot Hussaini, Sardauna, Plateau, and Nasarawa. In a statement by the National Publicity Alumni Association of the National Institute, Brigadier General S.K. Usman, retired, the late Lieutenant General Hussaini passed away on Thursday, 23 January 2025, at the age of 82 in Paris. His demise is a loss to not only his family, but to our association, the good people of Plateau State, the armed forces of Nigeria, the entire nation, and humanity. As one of the founding members and former national president, Lieutenant General Hussaini's contribution to the association remains unparalleled. As we mourn this irreplaceable loss, the entire members of the association says they stand in solidarity with family, people of Plateau State, the Nigerian military, and the entire nation during this difficult time, praying that the Almighty God grant his family the strength to bear the loss. And on this sad note, we conclude Panorama today from Kaduna Network Center. I am Salamatu Lukman Mohammed. Thanks for watching.